Well, hello everyone. I hope you're all doing well as this new weird reality that we're in starts to sink in. And I thought it would be a good idea to begin this episode with a brief, more serious note because if you know this show, you are aware that, wow, me and my co founder Brad do talk about and present valid scientific news. We do so in a way that is, let's say, fun and natural to us, which for us takes on the form of incredibly juvenile humor. I also say this as a slight warning to my mother, thank you for listening, but this episode is chock full of said gross humor. However, Brad and I, despite our presentation method, are in fact scientifically literate. One of us even holds a PhD. And so, while we're always trying to bring you to the best of our knowledge accurate information and be clear when we were out of our depth, it was important to me that in light of the current corona situation, that I lay out a few things here quickly so that it maybe doesn't get lost in our naughty humor, in the laughs, or misconstrued that we aren't taking this thing seriously. So, first and foremost, this is a very serious situation, and it is not like a bad flu. Both diseases have similarities, but also big differences. So if you're still thinking that government measures are overblown, I still see some people in North America acting this way. They're not. It is better to be safe than sorry, and in North America, you are in a position to get ahead of this thing and prevent a worse situation from developing. With this virus and with viral outbreaks, you have to consider that the case numbers that are being reported aren't the real ones. There is more coming. There's some that you don't know about that will show up soon. That is an assumption. If you're wrong, great. But if the assumption is right and you aren't prepared, it can be devastating. So while it may seem drastic at the moment, this is why these measures are going into effect in order to prevent the situation from getting worse. Second, mortality is high. Yes, it's higher in older people. That is true. But regardless of that, any age of person that gets this has a chance that they're going to need critical care. And that means a spot in a hospital bed and possibly a ventilator. And there are a limited number of these. So everyone should be taking the measures they can to avoid catching it. This is also a matter of keeping others safe. While the disease might not be serious for you, if you're out nonchalantly spreading this around, you could potentially cause the death of someone else's loved one. Not to mention our healthcare workers. They are going to be disproportionately affected and will face higher chances of serious illness and death. At the best of times, we owe them a serious debt of gratitude, and this situation should only serve to hammer that home. The last thing I wanted to point out is there's going to be tons of BS circulating on the internet and the rumor mill about cures, preventions, all of that. There is no cure. You cannot boost your immune system with vitamins, etc., chiropractor, acupuncture. Your best defense, and only defense, is good hand hygiene and avoiding crowds. That's it. A vaccine is not coming soon. You're going to hear headlines about research into vaccine and treatments and this and that, but these are all incremental steps towards the inevitable goal of a treatment or a vaccine. And those solutions are going to require months and months of safety testing. It's going to take time. So having said all of this, the world is not ending. And if everybody does their part, we can hopefully dampen, what the worst case scenario looks like. The reality is that it's a bad situation and unprecedented for us. And it's likely that it gets worse before better. I hope I'm wrong on that, but my view is let's be realistic, but not pessimistic. So give yourself a break every so often from the news, from the social media. Trust your doctors. trust your health professionals, and let's not forget to laugh. Hey, listen to this show. So with that, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to bring on a reunion of the Housecoat Boys over in Vancouver. We got together last weekend to unload about all the things that were going on, and we get to go a little deeper into some of the things I discussed here and bring up some new angles as well. In the future, we're going to take a break from some of the corona stuff and talk about our usual sort of interesting science topics as much as we can. But like I said, we're going to continue to do that in the way that we know best, which is juvenile at worst, funny at best. So here you go, folks. I hope you enjoy. All right, folks, welcome back wherever you're listening to this. I myself am hunkered down here in the epicenter of the outbreak, Europe, Germany, with my fine glass of sipping whiskey, joined by two good-looking gentlemen in housecoats on the West Coast. It's a reunion of the Housecoat Boys. Jared Cuthbertson, Robby Shores. What is up, fellas?
Brad, how's it going? Quarantine from South Van. How's it going, Germany?
Doing good. Hard quarantine. Jared, how you doing? You got your pickled goods?
Yeah, I have plenty of pickled goods, actually. I lost some of them to a ski trip last weekend, but I'd still, if I look in the kitchen, I think we're running about 30 jars strong.
All right, good to hear. Everybody's got their crap wrap situation sorted.
Which who gives a fuck? Take a shower. Like, worst case scenario, it's like, now I have showers. Like, I don't understand this need
I
for
actually found a
toilet
sweet
paper.
loophole for the toilet paper guys. No one's been cleaning up the baby wipes. It's fucking luxury over here lately.
Yeah.
Oh.
People are crazy. Like,
Until
all the
you're...
Kleenex, plenty of Kleenex.
Until you clog your toilet with them wipes, you get a backup and no one's around to come clean out your pipes.
No. I live in an apartment building. That's not my problem.
Apartment buildings are not known for having sewage problems because
yeah. Whatever.
Well, gentlemen, we got it.
No. What?
I was just saying we gotta address the situation at hand, and I think we got to do it with our normal level of cheer, because in these dark times, I think people are gonna be looking for a little pick me up,
Yeah, I got chlamydia again.
Ski trips will do that to
that
you.
Ski trip, man. So I know everyone's super worried. Like, yeah, it hurts, but we're gonna get through it.
Yeah, it's that combination of sweaty jocks, snow pants, and hot tubs. That'll happen.
That's right. It's the hot tubs that'll get you.
Anyway, the situation here in Germany is, relatively stable, pretty calm. We're not Italy. People have been more or less. You see some people kind of starting to panic a little bit and question whether the government's doing enough. But over here in Germany, they have like the states, the different states in Germany have a lot more say over their affairs than the federal government. So like individual states are kind of starting to close things down. Basically, we've been told like, come on, don't go to the club. Don't go to the pub.
Yeah, no. Just go to the club.
Yeah.
Take 3-4 ecstasy pills.
They did say in Berlin that they're like, okay, we're gonna close down the clubs, Berlin's legendary clubs.
Yeah.
But it's not starting till Tuesday. So I just know that there's gonna be like
a
bunch of people this last weekend be like, yeah, so last weekend we can party, let's do it, yeah.
If the club is closed, I guess I'd rather die.
Yeah. So so I don't know, maybe we'll see a big uptick in cases after that. But the interesting thing is we got a lot of cases in Germany. It's like not the second most. It's a lot.
You're high.
And like maybe not 3,000, but it's like 2,800.
I'm looking at it right now, live stats. This is from worldmeters.info.
Sounds reputable.
Yeah, if you want to go in there and induce your panic, this is a great spot. They got all the graphs, facts, and numbers. But honestly, like it really does. It's actually kind of calming. Like, yeah, Germany, 4,181 cases. They've had 500 new cases in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Total deaths, 8. Fucking 8
No.
people. Dude.
Really? I thought we had more than that. But it
That's
was
what it
like
said.
under 100 for sure. I
Oh,
thought it was
dude.
under 40.
I don't know. Maybe this is bad info. It says Italy, there's 1,441 deaths.
Yeah, that
Spain,
sounds about right.
191. Yeah. And
Yeah.
the total cases. So yeah, you for every million person population, you got 50 people infected.
Yeah. It's the situation in Germany was like because everything was pretty calm. Like we had like last 2-3 weeks ago, we kind of had the first wave of panic buying where
Yeah.
I went to buy toilet paper because I needed toilet paper and there was none. And I was like, oh shit. Well,
What is this?
yeah. Well, do you
Why?
want
I
to get
don't
into that? Let's get into that in a little bit because I have
yeah,
some funny information on that.
yeah.
But
Okay.
the interesting thing, because Jared, you were telling me off air that you're a stats guy. I didn't know you're a stats guy, but
I'm
Jared's
a
a
big
stats
stats
guy.
guy, bro.
Robbie, did you know Jared's a stats guy?
He's a huge stats guy. You should go
All
to his
right.
house. He has the billboard up, just numbers, random numbers.
Yeah, I have a lot of
numbers. Stats.
Yeah,
Old conspiracy Jared over there. Just
yeah. I don't notice anything different. I've been self-quarantined for several months now,
Yeah.
working on various stats.
Me too. You know, I work at home already, so my lifestyle really hasn't changed too much.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that like when I actually did look, I was like, okay, this is crazy. Like Italy's gone through the roof. Germany life seems basically normal. People are like they just started now this last week canceling all like the big events and the soccer matches and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I looked at the numbers and I was like, holy, like Germany is basically right behind Italy in
Yeah.
terms of cases, but
Yep.
very few deaths. Very,
Yeah,
very few
man.
deaths.
It's
And I
just
don't know
like
what that is.
who knows? Like, I do think maybe. I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn. Are they rounding people up, putting them in some sort of camp, and keeping them? I would be careful of that if that starts happening. But
Well, there's no precedent for that.
yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. Like, maybe it's the Italian, just way of dealing with things. Like, it'll work itself out. Don't worry about it.
I think that okay, the one thing that I've seen is that the number of the ages of people that were getting sick in Germany was like
Yeah.
lower. So not the people that normally die from this, like the older people, which
Right.
tells me that German people don't like visiting their grandparents, so that's okay.
Yeah, so dead already.
Yeah, and then just lock them away in some homes, and so they're safe.
Yeah.
And then, but also the other interesting fact is that Germany has the highest like ratio of hospital beds and intensive care beds per capita. So,
Yeah.
like, if you look at the other countries in Europe, it's like I don't know exactly what the numbers is, but Germany actually has like the most intensive care units
I see.
and beds available.
I
So that's
was
actually a good thing.
Yeah, I was just thinking that because, like, once again, the numbers, there's like active cases is 4,000,
Yeah.
right? Which means like pretty much no one's been just like discharged of people who've been infected almost,
Yeah.
right?
There hasn't been a lot of discharge
But
actually. Yeah.
and there's only 9 critical
Unlike
cases.
your chlamydia, in which there's
Yeah.
a lot of discharge.
A lot of discharge, a lot of painful discharge. Too much discharge, some would say. Far more than normal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I expect that. I mean, what's happening now is that people aren't letting us who live over here in Germany come to their countries. So I think that's going to happen more and more where
Yeah.
we're not allowed to,
I'm a-
us German living people aren't allowed to move anywhere. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. So like if you wanted to come back to Canada, let's just say hypothetically,
mm,
like how does that work? Can you just hop on a plane and scoot over on a fucking $50 flight, transatlantic flight now? Like we'll pay you to get on a plane.
yeah.
You'd have a whole like middle aisle to yourself. You just lay out.
I might finally get first class for like once in
Yeah.
my life.
Oh, dude.
Canada hasn't blocked anything yet, although they're starting to, from what I understand, restrict where the flights are coming into. Like
Yeah.
you can only land in certain airports, and then they'll have like screening and stuff done there. But the U.S., I'm not allowed to go through the U.S., which I was scheduled to go through the U.S. for a trip, but that looks to be
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah, they are
Yeah,
doing what
they're
they do
locking it
best
down.
in isolating themselves.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, good. No one wants to come in there with your shit healthcare.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Like,
if like think about if you traveled to the US, like, and this is Canada's other thing, right? Like they're urging everyone to like if you have like cancel all non-essential travel to the other countries.
yeah,
And I mean, part of this is like I've heard some people talking about like, well, if I want to go to, Mexico or whatever, like there's hardly any cases in Mexico. Well, I'll say this, there's hardly any cases in Mexico. Could be because there's hardly any cases in Mexico. Could also be that their healthcare is not that great and they have zero testing going on. And so there's actually a lot of cases that just aren't
oh,
known yet and that it could pop off in the next couple weeks like it
damn.
has everywhere. So that's one thing. And then the other thing you got to ask yourself is like if you do happen to get sick in Mexico, do you want to be in Mexican quarantine? Do you want to be, dealing in with a foreign healthcare system when you're like at your most vulnerable? Probably
Not
not.
crunchy. Not
Not
ideal.
crunchy.
Not
But
not a chill ass spring break at all.
no, could be a real, yeah, not crispy, a
A lot of
real
girls
mushy.
they don't wanna while this virus is popping. Like, it's wild. Like, just
Real mood killer.
spring break's been ruined, frankly. And it is not crunchy.
For all the bros.
Yeah.
For
No
all the
forking
bros.
Lucy's down there at Daytona, Cancun, and Cabo.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jared.
Welcome.
So let's how are you guys faring over there? I know toilet paper is gone, but it really seemed that this got real serious for you guys
Yeah.
overnight.
Well, I don't know. Like, I got my robe came in from mainland China. I ordered a fancy robe a couple of months ago. It just came in, so I'm wrapped up in that. I've got my fancy Italian import coffee, which I love, and then I got a like a pashmina from Iran that is like it's warming up my face because I do feel cold, quite cold. I'm quite sweaty, clammy, but
You look a little pale.
yeah, I'm cold despite having quite a hot temperature, so it doesn't make any sense. But other than that, I am fine.
What's the mood in South Van, Robbie? Have people started boarding up doors?
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's kind of panic, but no one knows why they're panicking. Like it's like no one's sick. Everyone's just like, I don't know. I just don't want
Yeah,
anything to happen. And it did kind of come overnight from that basketball player who got sick,
Mhm.
which forced
yeah.
the NBA to shut down. And as soon as the NBA shut down,
The
everyone,
NHL. Yeah,
well, we're fucked. We have to shut down
yeah.
also.
I think like once Canadians saw that like the NHL was shut down, like they were like, "Oh no, oh fuck."
Yeah, that's when it hit home to Canada. It's like, no
Yeah,
more
it's
hockey.
serious, bud.
Uh-oh.
You know?
Let's
Oh,
buy
shit,
toilet
eh?
paper.
Because like literally, yeah, like that happened, and then like I went into work on Friday, and then halfway through Friday, we just left. We're like, this is stupid. We're not working. Like we do like business to business sales. Everyone's like, no, I can't. I can't deal with this. The virus.
Yeah, well, so I work in the movie industry here, and then all productions have just shut down for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to be no more filming. Everything's just kind of on
no.
hiatus here.
Oh,
So we're gonna
man.
get no movies, no
Yeah, no-
sports, no movies. What are we supposed to do?
I heard that Pornhub has opened up their premium account for free in Italy.
Yeah,
So I'm
Yeah.
I
hoping that
saw
kind of
that.
goes worldwide
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
do you have
Pornhub.
do you have a VPN?
here. Ooh.
You could finally find out what that premium content is. See,
Especially
I've never understood what the difference between premium and regular would be and why one would need
Yeah.
premium, but
well, especially Italian premium. I mean,
ooh la la.
ooh la la.
It's really the cinematography is really, avant-garde, like
Also,
harkens back to
yeah,
classic Italian cinema.
yes, yeah.
The
And I think they got
storylines are
closed
great.
captioning also if, I don't know, your respective other is sleeping in the next room. You can still kind of hear the verbiage.
You can still get the vibe, yeah.
Yeah. Your
What they're
girlfriend's
talking
like, yeah.
about.
What are you doing in there? I'm just watching an Italian film, baby.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Well, I'm
But that being said,
interested. Go
I was
for
just
it.
gonna say, I think there's a real first to the market situation for bringing Corona porn, Corona themed porn onto the market. And so in everyone's minds, we're
Right?
all locked down. I think, and I don't think anyone's making it yet. I do assume as I speak, someone is in the process of making a
Oh yeah.
coronavirus themed
I
porno
imagine they
movie.
would. I mean, you could really kind of just repurpose all the old like nurse
Yeah,
doctor
Doctor
theme
Nurse. Yeah, yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
that's kind of, you
yeah.
know.
Good point.
But quarantine porn might be a new thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Corn porn.
Patent pending. Patent pending.
Pending. But yeah, like I think, well, that was the other thing too. So like we left the office, and like most of the offices, like I think most of our friends in Vancouver, they were like shut down and everything. And then we left just because like, well, this is stupid. We're not really getting any work done here. And then as soon as I left, I got an email from HR being like, whoever threw up in the men's room needs to come see me in my office. Like, we need to know who the fuck this is.
It'd be like, whoever threw up in the men's room, get to your house and lock yourself
Yeah,
down.
I don't know. It's like, come see me. Come back in
Come
the
see me.
office.
Breathe on my keyboard. Talk to me
Yeah.
face to face. What?
Yeah, touch all the food in the fridge.
Yeah.
That was the hard part, though. All week, I wasn't really eating anything out of the fridge. No candy. Like it was.
Out of the communal work fridge, yeah.
Yeah, we got like a sick work fridge, cereal bar, that sort of thing, and I just had to stay away from it. So yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
rough.
You had to stop stealing your coworkers' labeled lunches.
Yeah, yeah. Now I have to go buy groceries.
Yeah. I don't
yeah.
trust Doug's sandwiches anymore.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, what I was gonna say, the interesting thing is how quickly it escalated in North
Yeah.
America, and I wonder how much of it was like sort of a knee-jerk reaction, or if they had some kind of, I'm not one to be super distrustful of governments,
Yeah.
but I do think that rather than there being some large cabal conspiracy thing going on, the thing is that governments are just people. And
Yeah.
whenever you have large groups of people that are trying to coordinate and cooperate, it can break down pretty easy. So
Yeah.
I wonder how much of it was, they had some information and now was the time to enact it, or it was like, oh shit, we got to get things moving here, because it seemed like overnight, once
Yeah.
the leagues shut down, like you guys said, once the league shut down, then it was like, no, we're thinking about closing the border. Everyone should stay home, work from home, and everybody's rushing to put all this stuff in.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, and like in all seriousness, it makes sense. Like I don't know what the mood is over there for you guys. Like Robbie, you said people are doing this stuff, but they don't really know why.
Yeah, it seems like there's no leader. It seems like everyone's just kind of looking over their shoulder and just if someone grabs toilet paper, it's like, oh, maybe I need toilet paper.
That's exactly like I literally had the same thought. It was the store. It's like, well, all the TP's gone. I have plenty at home.
Yeah,
But
even
fuck,
myself, I want to buy
really
TP, but
stock up. Like all the pasta was gone. Like, but there was plenty of like fresh fruit, plenty of produce. Like, couldn't be more produce. All the fucking toilet paper's gone. All the pasta's gone.
Yeah.
It's
And
fucking
meat.
stupid.
Apparently, all the meat was gone too.
That's just in Calgary.
Oh,
We
right.
got
That's
plenty
just
of
in
meat here.
Alberta.
But all the Beyond Meat was gone in my grocery store. All of the vegan meat replacements were gone.
Wow. That's Vancouver. Hey,
Yeah.
Classic Vancouver joke.
Well, so I think it's important, like, to mention that it's like, the measures that are being put in place obviously are to slow the spread, because it's like it's basically what, and this is what I've been saying to people that have been asking me about it back home and stuff. It's like, if you look at what's been happening in every single country, the cases are going up, and they start to go up really quickly. You get like
there's
few,
a huge spike.
and then there's this spike. So it would be crazy to think that won't happen in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, we can hope that it won't, but chances are that it will. And so by doing all of this stuff, shutting this stuff down, you're basically just trying to slow the spread, because what has happened in Italy is that the healthcare system's overwhelmed. And that's the thing. So I've seen a lot of people that are still clinging to this, like, oh, it's not that deadly. Oh, I'm not old, so it doesn't matter.
It's not the point.
It's just a flu. It's just like a flu. Yeah, it's not just like a flu. It is more deadly than a flu. And that's not the point. You're right, Jared. That's exactly not the point. Because the thing is, young or old, like 1 in 5 people will need critical care.
You've got to
So it
be on a
doesn't matter if you're
respirator
old
or
or not. Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Right?
You'll need a ventilator. You'll need a respirator. You'll have to be in the hospital in critical care. And
Yeah.
if everybody gets that all at once, then the system's overwhelmed. And so if you read some of the stuff that's coming out of Italy, they're talking about triage, where basically we have to decide who's more likely to survive, and we'll give the life-saving equipment to them because there's not enough going on. And the other person, well, you're
Yeah.
just sorry. I hope you
Too
make
bad.
it. And that's the situation. So for all the people that are kind of like, oh yeah, this is bullshit. Well, I'll just, it's like, you got to try and do these things now so that it doesn't get to that point. And then, of course, you'll get those assholes that always wanted to downplay it. It's like, if these measures work and nothing happens, they'll be like, oh, look, see, it was all overblown. It's like, no, it's because you did something.
Yeah, you fucking
because
asshole.
you actually did something, right?
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with like a proactive approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I just like, myself internally, like, I'm not sure how panicked I should be. Like I said, like, I don't like, part of me does want to downplay it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, like, it's not a big deal. Just fucking blah, blah, blah. A chunk of me wants to freak out,
Start
and be
eating
like,
toilet paper.
well, this is it. Yeah, But I think, but like, to me, like the vibe is, it feels to me, it's like when there's like a big snowstorm or something,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's kind of got this like panicky vibe, that's like, you got to stay inside, life, everything's going to slow down a bit, but it's not a blizzard that's going to be gone in, 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Like, this is what it's going to be like for a month, probably, maybe more.
Could be.
And it's all over the fucking globe. And like, that is like a little, existentially alarming.
That's the tough part, hey? Like, there's
no
to
escape.
Yeah. Like, for myself, I always like, anytime there's like you see the mass shootings or something terrible going on, I'm always like, I put on the blinders, go to my sports. Now there's no sports. There's nowhere to go. Every sports radio is talking about this. Anything you turn on is talking about it. You're engulfed in it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's the part that like is also like really weighing on people. And it's like, it'll be interesting to see how in the next days and weeks it plays out, because even still now, like, you're seeing good stories coming out of Italy where people are like banding together, and they had this moment where they were all outside on their balconies singing the like national songs and stuff like that. So they're trying to like come together, which is what you generally see in disasters, is like people come together. The outbreak situations is a little different because, like you say, like, there's no real, it's not like the snowstorm. It's not like the collapsed building from an earthquake where it's like, I know what to do. I can go and move rubble. I can go and clear snow. I can do this. Everyone's just like, ugh, does he have it? Who has it? I can't touch people. Oh, what's, like, it's really creepy and odd and stuff.
Yeah, if you do walk anywhere right now, everyone's just like staring at each other with the weirdest look.
Dude, have you sneezed in public recently? It's
crazy. I'll go run and hide.
It's crazy. I was on a bus. I actually was like traveling this week from one city in Germany to the other. So I was on a bus, and this lady was coughing, like pretty gross coughing. And I mean, she was doing a decent job of covering her mouth, but it was like, every time my heart was just like,
everybody just gets her and throws her off the train.
Yeah, no, I was like waiting for, like, looking around, like talking, like, when are we going to deal with this, guys? When are we going to,
it's like, like in a horror movie when the zombie starts turning and everybody's,
Right. It's exactly it. And I mean, that's why those movies are so effective, right? Because basically those movies are outbreak movies. And, this is the situation we're dealing with. So,
sorry.
I mean, the answer to the question of how worried you should be is like a little bit worried.
Some.
But I think the thing is,
lukewarm.
Lukewarm.
Be worried enough to stay like cognizant of what's happening.
Right. And to follow the advice of the health experts. So I don't know. You guys are saying that
the government, fuck off.
I gotta tell you, I'm seeing all these things right now, and everyone's like, so they don't want handshaking. They're like, take out handshaking. Instead, do elbow bumping.
Right.
But then they're also telling everyone to sneeze and cough into their elbow.
Ooh, good
It's
point.
just really like transferring
point.
the
Good point.
Oh,
the point
Robbie,
of contact.
you just found a flaw in the whole system.
What about a hip bump? What if we that could be the new norm? Is you just like kind of bump your butt together?
Yeah, you want to touch butts?
Yeah, just like a butt kiss. Two
Yeah,
butts
just kind of
kissing.
like
That's how you say hello.
rub cheeks together or something.
Yeah, the COVID-19 hello. You just rub your butts against each other.
Yeah,
But
there you
also,
go.
I had when I was thinking about it, why it also popped off here in North America. Timeline: Tom Hanks got it. NBA gets
Yeah,
shut down. NHL gets shut down. People were like, "Fuck off."
yeah, totally,
America's dad he got it. They're
totally. Man.
touchable.
And
Like if
if
Tom
he
Hanks can get it, anyone can get it. Plus, Trudeau's wife got it,
right
right? So
from the UK allegedly.
yeah, what is she doing over there? You think? I don't know. I don't know what's going on in their marriage, you guys. If we could take a pause and start talking about Trudeau and I don't even know her name, Mrs. Trudeau.
Sophie Gregoire Trudeau.
What
That's right. You nailed it. What was I going to say? Yeah. Well, this is the other aspect of it too. Is that speaking of Trudeau, the online trolls are coming out and not helping the situation
Yes,
with
of
all
course.
this, well, first of all, with all the like misinformation bullshit and trying to sell you, bullshit products and like price gouging on shit. But then also, have you seen like the really gross comments and tweets and stuff about like whether it's Trudeau or Trump, people being like, "Oh, he's got it. I hope he dies. I hope he gets it and
Yeah,
dies, and then we can actually get a real, leader." It's
trying to
like,
get something done
really,
around here.
really,
Yeah,
really. This is where you're at. I mean, that's just gross. That's a side note for me. I think that's just gross, and you should stop it. Whoever's
yeah,
doing
yeah,
it,
yeah.
you should
I don't want
stop
anyone to
it.
get it, but I don't believe Trump doesn't not have it. If we can, take a little quick tangent into conspiracy theory realms. He
I don't
met
know
with
if
a
it's a
Brazilian
conspiracy
diplomat.
theory.
He met with a Brazilian diplomat at Mar-a-Lago or Mar-a-Lago. Hard to
Margalargo,
pronounce.
Margalargo.
Mar-a-Lago. He had it. The diplomat had it. 3 people at Mar-a-Lago got it. His wife was meeting with some Australian diplomat who had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
So
I
I
know.
mean, there's a lot of exposure going in the Trump organization.
But look at the difference in response. It's like Trudeau's wife potentially had it, and he
Yeah,
isolated himself right away.
yeah,
And then she got tested, and then it's like, okay, she's tested positive, so I'm going to continue with my isolation. He's like, I'm not getting tested because I don't show symptoms, and that's what the doctor said. And part of that is to keep the
yeah,
test available for people who need it, right? Like people
yeah,
that want to talk about the testing and stuff and whether it's enough or not enough. I mean, obviously you want to be testing as many people as possible, but the fact of the matter is that this isn't like just a simple test. It's not,
no.
just like sneeze in a cloth and then they can like get the DNA and do it. Like it takes a couple days to do the test.
What
It's a
is
whole
the
kit.
testing? Like, what's the fastest way to do it?
Well, so basically like the most confirmed way of testing it is they have to do like a deep deep swab of either your nose or
Uh,
your throat. So they got to get in
oh,
there,
at
So
least it's
it's
that. Okay, you're freaking me out. I don't know where that swab was going.
yeah, it's not the chlamydia test, Jared. It's not the chlamydia
Oof,
test.
yeah, 'cause I know something about deep swabs. Oh boy, oof, gave me the shivers there for a minute.
No, it's up your nose or like down your throat, and they like really get in there, and then they have to basically there's the virus is RNA, so it's similar to
Yeah,
DNA, but it's a RNA. And basically they have to go through a lab procedure where you isolate that. You got to replicate it a bunch of times in a tube enough that you can measure it, and then once you can measure it you can identify what it is. So it takes like 2 to 3
yeah,
days, and you need
fuck.
like a specialized sort of kit, like a test kit to do it
Hmm.
right, that has the right chemical reagents to do this process and equipment and stuff like this. So it's not like this easy test to do. So that's why
Right.
Trudeau's like, I'm not going to get tested because it's not, you know, it would be a waste right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you have Trump, who's exposed potentially multiple times, and he's out there being like, "Oh yeah, people told me there's a picture of me and this guy that has it, but I don't know. I've never seen that picture." And it's like, okay, well that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, you dummy. And then
Yeah.
he's shaking
Yeah.
hands with everybody. He's like taking pictures with people like right up face to face. And then he keeps saying like, "I don't need to be tested. I don't need to be tested." And it's like, fine, maybe you don't need to be tested. Maybe your doctor said you don't need to be tested because you don't have symptoms or whatever. But it's like, explain that. Like explain what you're doing.
Are you new to this, Brad? Are you new to how this man works? I don't know. I'm not
I've been
saying
over-
him dying wouldn't be the worst thing. I don't know. Listen, silver lining situation.
It's true, but it's just that's the interesting thing to me is the difference in the messaging. And for all the people, like all the Trudeau haters, it's like I get it. Like you cannot like him for whatever reason, but at least make it a valid reason. That's what I've said a
listen,
million times. At least make it
whatever.
a valid reason. The guy's
Don't-
out there managing. He's a face of the response. It seems to me like he's doing an okay job.
Yeah,
Could
he's
it be
doing fine.
better? Of course, it could always be better.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm not a
it's a crazy situation. So let's
listen.
take a chill pill and.
Yeah, the fucking hogs will, do what they will and wallow in the slop of, whatever's happening.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But speaking of putting things up your nose, Rob had sent me an article. Cocaine kills COVID-19. Brad, can we get a weigh-in?
Can we get a weigh-in?
Bleach. I think you have to do them together, guys.
Cocaine and bleach.
Cocaine and bleach. They go hand in hand.
Wait.
So you got to do a laundry rocket.
Yeah.
That's what they call them. You guys never heard of laundry rockets?
Yeah.
Wash machine pump?
Yeah, that's right.
Get a little bleach. If you want to tampen down the effect, then you get some fabric softener and you just puff that afterwards.
Yeah, that's right.
Really mellows out the laundry rocket. If I'm here representing the scientific community,
we're fucked.
The one man with the PhD on this podcast, no big deal. No, it does not work.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Stop swallowing bleach. I'm not going to say stop doing cocaine because if you want to, you're quarantined, you want to rip some rails.
Hey, man. Yeah, dude.
That's on you,
Working from home, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's get some work done. My apartment's so clean.
Yeah. But no, cocaine will not kill a virus. That's doesn't work. It won't block the virus from getting into your nose passages. It won't make you sweat it out. None of those things. You can't do a bunch of rails and then run around and just sweat it out.
Yeah, I can't go on a big coke bender and then have a big flop sweat and be like, this will get rid of the virus.
Yeah. No, that's probably not a good thing to do, as it would weaken your immune system. Not sleeping, being on drugs, drinking, all of those things.
Yeah, but
so no. The answer is no. Bleach and cocaine not working. Jared. Fuck me, right? Like, what do I know? You could try it.
Yeah.
Let us know how it goes the next time.
You sound like one of these nerds who want to shut down the clubs in Berlin.
Yeah. You know what kills COVID-19? Club drugs and making out with strangers.
Yeah.
If you make a tight seal on a stranger's mouth, the virus can't get in.
Can't get in. That's right.
The other here's my guideline to bogus remedies. Here's a good rule of thumb. If anyone tells you that something boosts your immune system, you slap them in the face right away and say, fuck off. Because nothing boosts your immune system. That's not how it works. You can weaken your immune system by not sleeping, doing a lot of drugs, drinking a lot of alcohol, and being generally unhealthy. But there's nothing that boosts your immune system. Doesn't work. So colloidal silver, no, doesn't work.
What?
Vitamins, does nothing.
Okay, but what about this? I bought a several $100 rock salt lamp with crystal holes in it.
Yeah, okay.
That's doing something, right?
It depends which opening you put it in.
Yeah, it's.
It's most effective in the butt, but most things.
Yeah,
are,
right,
so
right. Good point. So nothing will boost your immune system.
No, that's not how it works. All you can do is
What about essential oils, Brad?
No.
Applied. Tell that to the cleric from Iran.
Yeah, well.
Did you read that?
Did you see his health minister?
Oil? Yeah, dude. You couldn't fucking write that. That seems like an opening sketch on Saturday Night Live of the guy dabbing his face, saying there's not a big deal, and he's just clearly about to die.
Yeah. I think he might have died. Honestly, I think he might have. I can't remember, but I think he might have. Yeah.
Jesus. But and then the health god, what was did you like the cleric or health minister?
No, I didn't see
Yeah.
this. Cleric.
This was a cleric telling everybody to put essential oils around their buttholes to help stop the virus. Yeah, lavender
Seriously?
oil. Yeah, I'm not joking.
On their buttholes.
On their
Did you try it
buttholes.
out?
As you said, Brad, it's more effective through the butt. Everything.
It's the most effective orifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Rob, it's just part of my regiment, my daily regiment.
Yeah, I've been doing that for years. I didn't need anyone
Yeah.
to tell me.
Part of your regular sphincter care routine.
That's right, lavender oil, essential oils.
Well, when you rip through as much toilet paper as I do, you want to keep it
Yeah.
soft on there. So.
Yeah, you got a spicy hole, all that TP. You're blowing through. Hot, 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 hot.
All
Ooh,
them
hot, hot,
pickles
hot,
you
hot,
got
hot.
over there, Jared.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other bogus thing that I saw, which is like, I mean, this is just in general, this is pretty bogus, is chiropractors falsely claim that they
Yeah.
can cure the virus or protect
What do you expect from
patients.
chiropractors? These people are vermin. Like,
Yeah.
they're not doctors. They're just fucking quacks. Like,
Yep.
don't get me started on chiropractors.
Okay, well, at least then, yeah, okay, we don't have to go into that one. So chiropractors, colloidal silver, vitamin boosts. I've been seeing some stuff about people being like vitamin C boosting. There's
Yep.
research that shows that vitamin C. No, there's no research that shows that. At least not credible research.
So,
It's like,
so no supplements boost your immune system. So, being like,
no, that's
I
not how the immune system
let's say,
works.
like I'm taking. Shut up, Brad. But like what? So like, let's say I'm eating, healthy foods, right? I'm not doing cocaine,
Allegedly.
allegedly. Shut up. So I'm eating healthy. I'm not doing any drugs. I'm drinking 32 cups of water a day. All right. Then I go over Rob over here, and this is not, he's eating
White bread,
white
excess cheese.
Gluten.
Yeah,
Dump.
yeah, just Domino's pizzas. He's, ripping bingers. He's, just going for it. He's drinking booze.
Crushing
Yeah,
darts.
Dr. Brad, who would you rather hang out with?
Yeah, that's
Oh, I
my
know
question is,
that.
yeah, who would you rather hang out with, Brad?
I'm on the next plane, Robbie. I'm on the next plane.
Yeah. But like, so who's more likely to be and you put us in a room with an ape
With a
who's
hacking
got
old granny?
COVID-19.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's gonna get it? Who's your money on?
Yeah, the guy that's crushing darts and whiskey
Built that
and
immune system up.
Domino's pizza and the rest of it. Yeah, that's the
But
thing.
like, it's
You
it's
can't
equal. It
boost
doesn't
your
fucking
immune
matter.
system. No,
But
no,
you can lower
can't,
it.
You can't boost your immune system, but you can lower it for sure.
Okay.
And you can weaken your immune system
How is
by
that
just
possible? How can I do one and not the other?
okay. Because if you're healthy, your immune system
Is just good.
is your immune system. That's
Right.
It works as
I can't
good
run
as
at
it can work.
125%.
You can't get 125%. 100% is all you can get. So then by like being dehydrated, lack of sleep, stress, all of these things can decrease the functioning of your immune system.
Oh man, now you're stressing me out.
Yeah.
I can't sleep because I'm stressed out about this virus.
I just spent $1,000 on butt oils.
Yeah. I have no money for anything now.
How am I supposed to eat vegetables when I spent all my money on lavender?
I'm in a feedback loop of
Yeah.
stress and anus oil.
Yeah, well, all I
But
can
that
say,
being-
brah, is namaste. Calm yourself.
Well, it might make getting that salt lamp in there easier, though. That's a good point.
And you know what? The jury's still out on that one. The science isn't clear on that one. So,
Yeah,
put it up your
thank
butt.
you.
Let's see what happens.
Thank you. That's my line. It's the old pickup line.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah. So this is the thing. Listen to the experts.
Yeah.
Let's try and calm ourselves. Let's try and maintain a middle road. Because the thing is like, there's certain things that you can do to reduce your risk, and that's what it's
Yeah.
at right now. Is like what do you want to risk it for? Do you want to risk
The
getting
biscuit.
this? Yeah, do you want to risk the biscuit for a drink at the pub in the club
Yeah.
in Berlin, or
Yeah.
maybe just hold off for a little while, that kind of
Are we
thing.
talking the Berghain? Because it's tough to get into.
Yeah, the lineup is 0 right now.
I mean, if I can guarantee into the Berghain, I might risk that biscuit.
All right, well, there you go. Everybody needs to make their decisions, but
Just to be
obviously,
seen.
yeah, just to be seen, just so you can get that for the grams,
Yeah.
for the grams. But yeah, I mean, and that's like what all these measures are. So for anyone that's wondering, like, oh, is this like too much? Is it not enough? And you've sat through the first 40 minutes of us rambling on about this. Here's the public health message. Yeah,
Here's a
chill out,
concise message.
chill out, stay at home,
Yeah.
avoid contact, because it is all about slowing the spread so that the healthcare system doesn't get overwhelmed. And whether
Yeah.
you're young or old, there's a chance that you end up in the hospital seriously
Yeah.
ill. That is a fact. So, do you want to risk that? I don't know. Do you want to be in the hospital with all the rest of the sick people? Probably not. So, yeah. The other fact that I've been seeing floating around is that people are like, oh, well, there's a treatment. People just came up with a treatment. Canada just came up with a vaccine. No, there is no treatment. There is no vaccines on the way, and that's because this is like an entirely new disease. Um, it's related to SARS and MERS and all these other ones, but it's like an
Yeah.
entirely new. It's like a cousin to that, right? Like, so it's an entirely new
Ooh.
strain that we've never seen. So there's no drugs that have been designed for it. There's no vaccine for it. Our bodies have no immunity to it. This is why it's become what it's become. What did happen in Canada, though, there was a couple of Canadian scientists, good old Canadian boys and girls out there in the labs there, folks, working
Just doing
hard on a
good
Saturday night.
Canadian science.
Yeah, doing some good Canadian science there.
No fancy, just regular business science.
Just getting in the lab,
Good old fashioned science.
getting the science in deep, getting pucks in deep, chipping them off the boards, off the glass and out, and there you go, pucks on net.
Just
And
good old fashioned Canadian science.
that's right. And what they did, though, is they were the first people to isolate the virus. So basically, they took samples, some deep, deep swab samples from a couple patients, smeared it on some lab petri dishes there, and they're able to grow the virus now outside of the body, which is
good.
Yeah, that's what we want, right? More virus.
Good. Laboratory, yeah, more virus.
Get that thing bigger, right?
Yeah,
Send it
bigger
out.
and better. We gotta smear it on buses.
Yeah, it actually, like, it sounds crazy, and this would be the type of thing that you do in these labs. That the last time we talked, we were talking about these like crazy disease labs, right? That have these virus strains and stuff. So this is the first step of it. This is how you get a virus strain for a lab that you can then do research with.
Right.
So if you can culture it outside of the body and get it to grow outside of the body, then you can have these strains, these lines of it that you can then experiment with. So you can look at it, look at the structure, sequence it, do all these things to look for the vaccine targets. You can also do experiments on it to see, like, how long does it last on a surface? How long should, how do we clean surfaces?
Oh, yeah.
How long can it live outside the body in the air? Is it infective, to different, via spittle, like all these things. You can finally get like really definitive answers on that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some animals are going to be infected with this in the lab. That's what's coming next. Watch out, hamsters. You're going to get it.
It's not a good time to be a guinea pig.
Hey, what have you heard about
summertime?
Summertime curing this cold, like the common flu.
So that's the other thing. So that would be another thing that they could test with this isolated strain, right? Is like, look at temperature, look at how temperature affects it. But right now, that all that talk about, this will go away in summer, this will go away in spring, that is purely based on the fact that other respiratory infections tend to do not as good in spring and summer, like the flu. But this isn't the flu. Again,
it's in fucking Iran. That's classically a very hot place.
Yeah. Well, actually, Iran has a high altitude, so they can get cold too.
Oh, that's true. A little mountainous. What about, Italy? That's a hot spot.
Again, the most hardest hit region is in the mountains. So
Mexico, not very affected. Brad, where are you now
right.
with your
Well,
lack of testing?
yeah, well, yeah, and that's the thing. Maybe it is. Like, maybe it could be. It could be that it doesn't. But the point is that nobody knows that. So if anybody says like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be fine. It's just going to go away in the
Yeah.
spring," they don't know. Nobody knows. That is
No.
purely based on an assumption that other diseases don't do well.
Yeah.
Mainly, the influenza doesn't do as well. I mean, it still spreads. It still kills people in warm climates. It still does
Yeah.
that. It just doesn't do it as much. And this is like it's similar to influenza, but it's not influenza. So that's just an assumption. That's just a guess.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Now,
so
what about reinfection? Like, let's say I got it. I get it. I'm in my apartment. I self-quarantine. Can I reinfect myself with the virus, or do I have less of a chance of getting it because I've built up antibodies?
right.
Or
Again, nobody knows for sure.
yeah,
You would think that there will be some level of immunity that you will have to reinfection. Um, that's just how the immune system works. But that immunity can wane over time. So it can go away over time. This is why you
yeah,
need booster shots for vaccines, right? Because it's like one isn't enough. You got to get
right.
it. You got to boost that immunity a couple times until, and I just used the term boost immunity when I said there's nothing. Ooh,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
I
Well,
made a note of that, Brad.
once again, fucking scientist traps himself in his own logic trap.
In his own lies. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to, what's the better word for it? You have to train your immune system to know what that
Yeah,
is. There you go.
okay.
So you have
Yeah.
to train your immune system a couple times in order to like get that lasting immunity. So
Well,
nobody know like you would
yeah,
assume that yes, there will be some, but we don't know how long that will last. And the
yeah,
other issue is that there can be different strains of this particular coronavirus. So
sure.
if it mutates a little bit, and there is evidence that there's two strains kind of circulating, they might be different enough that it could
Mm-hmm.
reinfect you, and
Okay.
there
Shit.
you go. So yeah, so that one doesn't really, yeah, there's again the assumption is that there will be some immunity, and this is actually brings us to unless you had another question.
Well, no, my only thing was I was just thinking, I mean, once again, it'd be a missed opportunity, I think, socially, if there wasn't like a three-piece rap group, SARS, MERS, MC SARS, MERS, and COVID-19.
Ooh,
Yeah,
the Beastie Boys of coronaviruses.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say. That sounds like I'd go see that show.
Well, there's three of
MC
us.
SARS?
There's three of
Oh,
us.
oh, wow.
DJ
Kiss me.
Mers.
DJ MERS, MC SARS, and COVID-19 is clearly the hype man.
Yeah. The
The Flava Flav.
COVID-19. What? Blasting in
Reinfect you
your
again.
lungs. Yeah,
Yeah.
reinfection.
I killed your grandparents.
Yeah, we're talking reinfection remix. Two strains.
Two
All right.
strain in the membrane. All right.
Oh, shit! Patent pending. We'll talk about this off air. We'll talk about
Yeah,
this off
yeah.
air. And we'll
Get
come.
this offline.
We'll be coming at you with that viral hit.
Oh man.
You got it. So the immunity thing, getting the immunity thing, this is really interesting because the UK, basically their strategy, and they're the pioneers in this. They're the only ones going this route. Is
Yeah.
they're trying to apparently like get people infected so as to build up like the herd immunity, right? So
Ugh.
it looks like their plan is to try and balance like people going into the hospital with people coming out of the hospital and maintain this level of infections amongst the groups that are less likely to die and be seriously ill in order to build up a herd immunity in society. This
That's a bold
appears
move, Cotton.
it's a bold move, Boris. It's a bold move. It relies on a number of assumptions, basically, that you can accurately track who's getting sick and who's not. Uh, it relies on the assumption that there will be sustained immunity to it, and that you can manage the cases coming in and out, and that they can then trigger certain responses at certain times, like closing schools, like, doing this thing
Yeah.
to sort of manage this wave. So they're like, everyone else is kind of trying to like get out of the wave and like just stop infection. They're trying to like swim in the wave, like do it with the wave.
Who's going into that?
Yeah,
Is it like
everyone's
based on
like
a
swimming
volunteer or a
across. Yeah.
draft?
Ugh.
Like you get a letter in the mail. It's like, oh, I gotta go get Corona today.
Everyone's like swimming. It's like everyone's swimming across a rip curl, and they're just like swimming against it.
Yeah.
We're gonna stay in here, just tread water until we run out of speed and drown.
Well, and this is the thing, is that it could, because when you look at, if you compare it to like, basically everywhere else, or say Italy, for example, that has like locked everything down. Now, Italy, the cat is kind of out of the bag. So they had to do something. But you lock everybody down, and then so you dampen down transmission. You do that.
Yeah.
You slow the spread, kind of thing. You try and halt the spread or slow it. You can't keep everybody locked down forever. So then the minute that you lift those restrictions and people start doing their normal thing again, it's possible that you get a spike again, right?
Yeah.
So then you're in that cycle of spike low, trying to manage
that's a really
it like
good point.
that. So, but here's the thing, dudes, we're in uncharted territory here. This is like, we've never.
That's the other part. All right, that's the other part that's adding to my anxiety, that there's nothing I could defer to and be like, oh, this is just like, like the Spanish flu.
Yeah, which is 100 years ago.
Which was not chill, bro. I did a little research. That was not a chill virus at all.
Not crunchy. Not crunchy,
bro. Although it did kill out all the bros, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was that like 18 to 25-year-old just got fucking all the bros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the meatheads of society.
Yeah. The beefier bro you were, you got fucking murked.
It was like, let's be honest, the early 19th century was a tough time to be a bro. You were either in war or getting knocked out by the flu. Like,
dude, this is not chill, man. I've lost like most of my bros.
most of my bros. It was a tough time to bro down. So I mean, that's why
to bro down. Yeah, after World War I and the Spanish flu, I got like
and then
no
World
bros,
War
dog.
II. All the bros.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fucking R.I.P. all those bros.
That's why we did our best to bro it up in our times in honor of those bros.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's why we're all wearing housecoats right now, bros.
Yeah.
Those
respect
bros
for my
laid their
bros.
life on the line.
Yeah.
For us bros.
That's why I'm wearing my housecoat and I've had 3 morning beers for my bros.
Fact.
Yeah.
But I totally agree with you that this is like, that's part of the anxiety thing, is that people are like, well, what does this mean? Like, at least like
there's nothing. Yeah.
Like you said, Rob, like when there's like a mass shooting or something, like some of these big events, or I was saying like an earthquake or something, you kind of know what to do because you've seen it before. It's like, we've never seen anything like this. And it's cray-cray.
It is cray, bro. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, what does give me a little bit of solace, like, China, they've had 11 new cases in the past 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Total cases, 80,000, 3,000 deaths, 13 new deaths in the last 13 hours. But it's like, it's dropping. It's not like on the climb.
Right. It seems like they got it under control. The thing is that look at what they did to get it under control. Yeah,
well, that's the thing. They're a military government, right? Like, they can fucking lock that shit down way easier and tell people what's what than you can like in a Western society.
Right.
Like that, they're very authoritative.
Yeah.
In that way. So I think it's a lot easier for them to like put, extreme measures in place to control this sort of thing.
Well,
but also, it's kind of, listen, they beefed it on this one.
They did.
I won't put all the fucking blame on China, but they beefed it. From my understanding, with their fucking wet markets,
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not a great. At least, obviously, set up. I think that might be a little more regulation in that regard.
Yeah.
To keeping millions of livestock in close company with millions of people.
Yeah. And different species of livestock. That's the thing, is that you get
also
all the different species mixing together.
Yeah.
So any animal that's
transmitting stuff in between.
Yeah, exactly. It's not great.
Also, just the name itself. I don't want to go to a wet market.
What? You never been to Thailand, fun boy? You never been to the wet market?
Yeah, grow up. Call yourself a bro? You never been to a wet market?
Yeah. I mean, if the lineup for wet market in Berlin is 0, I might consider risking that biscuit.
Oh yeah. Have you heard? Yes, wet market's it's going to close.
Yeah, we must make it to the wet market before
we
it
must make it
closes.
to wet market.
Yeah. This is where though. Yeah. So the wet market thing. Yeah, that's not great. I mean, they also beefed it in terms of like trying to dampen down the
Yeah.
cover it up right at the beginning, which
Classic,
also
though.
again, yeah, classic. But again, look at the your neighbors to the south that kind of done the same thing for the last couple of weeks, been like, oh, it's fine, we have it contained, don't worry, we're just
Oh.
everything's cool.
Yeah.
So there's like, they kind of did the same thing, but this is what I'm saying, this is where we can show those communists that we're just as good as them.
Finally, Craig.
And it's like, yeah. You know who we're talking about.
Yeah, if you're listening.
And then, because if we, like you look at Italy, right? If they can lock it down, and I mean, Italians do not care to be told what to do. They do not like being locked down. They're not being able to go out for gelato and espresso and opera and all the other Italian stereotypes that I can throw out right now.
Yeah.
But if they can do it, and we can do it here, and you can show that, like, we can all be sensible people and band together without the threat of government violence, and we can get through this together
without martial law.
Yeah, then maybe we can just say that, hey, you know what? That's one for democracy, eh, boys?
Yeah, let's hope. I don't know. I'm just curious to see the Americans and even like Canadians, but more so, our neighbors to the south are not. They don't have a great record for non-reactionary behavior. And like keeping a calm, cool head.
Look at what happened after 9/11. They all kind of chilled out and came together.
I was thinking about that, but at least once again, that was a discernible enemy.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
This is your neighbor's your enemy.
Yeah. Potentially.
Who knows? Potentially everyone's your enemy. That's just how I go through life, but I'm just glad everyone's finally getting that through their heads.
Yeah.
Everyone's a potential enemy.
So if you've made it this far through the podcast, this is lesson number 2. Everyone is your enemy.
Yeah. If I play a lot of Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. Trust no one.
Trust no one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, I think, like 9/11 and this will be the moments that we'll talk about in our life, the stuff that you tell your kids about, that you went through this. I don't know. We'll see how people behave. I mean, there's the panic buying, but that's pretty normal. And we can move to that right now, because I was doing a little reading about that.
Why the TP, Brad?
Why the TP?
Why
okay, so
the TP?
Here you go. Why the crap rap? I don't know. So first of all,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, didn't you guys know that coronavirus, one of the knock-on symptoms when you're in quarantine, is stress shitting. You get so stressed, you just shit all the time. You never had the stress poops?
Believe it or not, no. I am not a high-strung individual, Brad.
Yeah, fact. Coronavirus will make your ass explode. Run out and get the toilet.
Run out, get it.
If you don't have essential oil to keep your ass from exploding.
I'm gonna do Coke all night. Coke all night. For some reason, I have diarrhea. It must be the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Gotta get TP. Pop, 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 pop.
That's right. Yeah. No. So I mean, this is what I was reading. Like some of the nerds in the psychology labs out there talking about panic buying in general. One of the theories is that it's about people kind of trying to maintain a sense of control in this world where they now feel like they have no control.
Right.
And this is definitely one of those situations, like you were saying, Robbie. People are doing things and they don't even really know why they're doing them. But so
to be fair, that's just Rob's life. Just doing things and not sure why he's doing them.
Well, I mean, Rob's also the only one of us wearing gloves. So
yeah,
he got
cotton gloves. To be fair, these are cotton gloves. Probably hold more bacteria, but
yeah, and they may or may not be the gloves that he used to go to the dump this morning.
Get some of that sweet, sweet gull meat, you know?
Yeah, he never really gave us.
Like you said, it's a
straight
meat.
answer.
It's a meat shortage out there. If
Yeah.
you got a better place to get fresh meat than the dump, I'd like to hear it.
Fresh-ish
These are not my
meat.
toilet paper gloves.
Yeah. Try to get some bush meat and trade with the dump society for toilet paper.
All right.
But yeah, no, you're saying like. So, anyways, go back to what you're saying like that people are just trying to control a variable.
Take back control. It gives you some kind of sense of control. And so then when they go to the stores, there's this idea that they're looking for like high value or low value, like something that's cheap and in high quantities. And so you just see like stacks of
fuck, dude.
Toilet paper, and you're like, I can get all this. And honestly, like when you think about it, like
that makes perfect sense.
It is something too that like if you're gonna be stuck in your home for like a couple weeks, you're probably gonna want some shit tickets. Yeah.
Once again, just climb in the shower, you fucking baby.
I know. Shit to shower. It's like people have never heard of this before.
Grow up. You know.
I do have another method actually that I was just informed of. Good friend over here in Germany. She's originally from Tajikistan, which is, if you don't
sounds
know,
made up.
Next to all the other stands, Uzbekistan,
right.
Afghanistan, Pakistan.
Yeah.
It's in that area. And so she was explaining, I was staying at her house the other day when I was traveling for work, and she was explaining to me like, oh yeah, the toilet paper shortage, no big deal. In Tajikistan, when we were poor and didn't have toilet paper, we just used paper. Sounds terrible, right? But there's a method that my good friend Shona explained to me.
Okay,
you have to take the paper. You don't take the paper and just instantly wipe. No, that would be rough and scratchy. That's not how you do it. You have to first work the paper in a ball, scrunch it up. Really work it in.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. Yeah, like you got to fucking dog ear it a bit.
Yeah, well,
dog ear the whole ball of paper.
Like when you've had a piece of paper, a receipt in your pocket for like 3 years.
Yeah,
you pull it
like
out
on a book, like the edges of your books get dog eared. They're all nice and make your own TP.
So then,
probably have your cell phone.
What's that, Rob?
Interesting.
Give you something to do as well while you're going because you don't have your cell phone.
That's right.
Just work your paper.
It keeps you from reading coronavirus news on your cell phone and increasing your stress poops.
That's right. And so then you can work it into this nice, soft kind of paper, and you can just use that.
Yeah.
One thing though, don't flush that paper.
Uh-oh.
You need a bin. You need a poopy paper bin right by the toilet. Yeah, which is not ideal. But there you go.
I don't know, man. I'm used to that. I'm used to that North American system, dog.
Yeah.
I flush it all.
Well, I mean, you live in an apartment, so it should be fine.
I flush my taxes down the toilet.
I flush my taxes, potato skins, whatever.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
So,
but I mean, that makes sense. Like, cause when I went to the store, like what you were saying was TP and pasta.
Right, and that's also a non-perishable.
All the dry pasta was gone. Yeah, it's a non-perishable. Like you said, it's cheap. You can get a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like I said, plenty of produce, plenty of fucking everything else. Just all the cheap shit.
Yeah. And so then the other thing about it is then it then becomes this like this vicious cycle, right? Because it's like, and I was victim of this too, is that I was actually like, I heard there was a toilet paper shortage. I looked at my toilet paper situation. I was like, well, I should probably get some toilet paper because if people are going to buy it out, I mean, I don't want to be left without.
Yeah.
So then literally, it becomes this thing.
Yeah. When I got home, because I was like, fuck, man, there's no toilet paper here. I was like, I didn't even think about that. Is that something I should be thinking about? God, I hope I have toilet paper at home. And I was so relieved to go home and find like an entire cabinet plus full of toilet paper. We had stocked up, luckily.
Yeah.
A few weeks prior. And I was like, whoa, all right, well, we're going to be okay.
This is going to be gold. I got enough that I can sell this to the desperate masses.
That's right. Yeah. Start hoarding the papers. Yeah.
I've been buying 3-ply too, so now I'm just peeling them into individuals.
Gotta double your supply. Yeah. Normally I use 3-ply and I've been peeling them apart. And they're strung all over my house.
Good job, Rob. Good job. Good thinking.
Smart thinking, for sure.
So that was like there's situations where like people are doing these things and they're buying this stuff and they don't even know why. They're just like they see everyone else buying it and they do it. And then the last interesting thing that I found about this is that there's actually like a source for this, like the great toilet paper like scare
Yeah.
that's gone across the whole world. There's actually a potentially like a source for this, and it's Hong Kong, because Hong Kong,
Oh,
when
here
they
we go.
first
Patient zero.
patient zero of the toilet paper, scare,
Right.
apparently it started there because they're right next to China, obviously, and then when they were worried about like supply chains and stuff, they get a lot of their supplies from China. So when China was locking down, they were like, oh shit, like legit, we might not get toilet
Right.
paper. So they just
Yeah.
started buying it all up. And then next thing you know, Singapore's buying up all the toilet paper. Then Australia's buying up all the, like, so it's like the the rumor that travels around the world, and so everyone now
Game
is
of
just like,
telephone, TP telephone.
yeah, exactly. So it's possible that this all started because Hong Kong was like, we might run out of toilet paper, and then everyone's like, Hong Kong's running out of toilet paper. So it's like the exact same thing that you're seeing in
Which
your
I'm
grocery store on a macro scale, on the global
yeah.
scale,
Yeah.
which I found really, really interesting. So yeah, don't,
Damn.
again, here's like an honest
Just
public service.
doing shit because you think you should do it.
I mean, that's really what life is, right?
Yeah. Listen, I don't. That's the only reason I think I want a house. Like, it's the only reason when I lived in Calgary, I was about to buy a house. There's like, well, I guess everyone's buying houses. I should get a
Well, I
fucking
should buy it.
house.
Maybe there won't be any houses for me.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe one. Yeah, I better buy up the house because if I don't buy it up, there won't be any more houses.
Yeah. And then where's Jared gonna live?
Yeah, where am I gonna live? In a toilet paper house? No way.
If I'm the first one to build a toilet paper house, then they'll all be wanting toilet paper houses. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And yeah, it's just this idea of like a perceived scarcity. Like once one person thinks
Yeah,
that it's going to go, then it's all going to go. So,
it's kind of a waterfall effect, right?
right, exactly.
Do you guys think we could start something on this podcast and just see if the ripple effect takes over?
Oh, like what's something you
start a rumor.
what should you hoard? Like, what's the next hot hoard item?
Lavender butt oils.
Yeah.
If that starts flying off the shelves, we're on to
That's
something.
right.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to do this experiment, because you might be horribly disappointed at the reach of our listenership.
the rich. It's just us three.
Could be.
Be like, oh yeah,
Could
yeah.
be next time that the three
I've
of us
got
get
all the
together.
couscous. I have all the couscous.
Yeah.
Everyone's an idiot.
We get together
There
next time with our house coats on, and each of us in the background of this video chat has like a wall.
Big pile wall.
Hey guys, I think it worked. I think it worked.
Big wall of turnips.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I think if we could do one more public service announcement, like a legit public service announcement,
Yeah.
it's a good
a little bit
idea.
of a wrap up.
It's
Yeah,
a good
go ahead.
idea to have a little bit of extra perishable items. You might have to be, if you have to self-quarantine for 14 days or something like this, have
Yeah.
a little bit of extra stuff going on. Don't go crazy. There's no need to buy up all the toilet paper. There's no need to buy up all the other things. Hand sanitizers, things like this. Yeah, that will help you. Soap and water is just as good. Just soap and water your hands. It's
Yeah.
just as good as hand sanitizer.
God, my hands are so fucking dry.
My hands are so dry. They're starting to just crack in random places and just bleed.
Man, also real quick, one thing I was thinking about is I'm wondering how much OCD this is going to trigger in like kids who are growing up in this right now.
Could be.
Whose like parents are like, wash, always wash, never clean. Wash, 3 and 4, 6 again. Wash them 20 seconds or you'll be dead.
Yeah.
And then it's going to grow up. You're like, wash, always clean, never clean, wash. But we're just raising a generation of Howard Hugheses.
It's true. It could be. And I mean, think about it too, because it's
it's giving me OCD.
Yeah. I enter my house and just wash my hands. And I mean, again, public service announcement.
Yeah.
Wash your
It's a good
hands.
move, actually.
It's a good move in general.
Normally, listen, I get home from work, I hop on the train, I get in the door, I put my fingers in my mouth.
Yeah.
They go right in there. I'm not doing that anymore.
I stopped doing that. You guys can
stopped
be
doing
proud
that.
of me. I stopped doing it.
Proud of me. No more fingers in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, don't put your fingers in your mouth. Don't lick the bus rails.
Don't tell me what to do, Brad. That's what I'm talking about.
all of these things are like, there is good things, and this is the thing we were talking about, like, managing your like panic versus
Yeah.
nonchalance. It's like there's certain things you can do to lower your risk. These are those. You can have a little bit of extra food in your house. You can offer to buy groceries and stuff for seniors so that they don't have to go out
That's
and expose themselves. I mean, we're seeing this in places like here in Germany. People are organizing these things in their neighborhood and stuff. So there's potentially positive, like you can
oh
see the
my God.
positive stuff coming out of this, where people come together. I just hope that once it's all over, we can maybe maintain some of that positivity, but who knows?
I came in contact with an old person yesterday.
Ugh,
Fuck. I got her some milk out of the thing at the grocery store.
you might have just
I didn't
killed her.
think about that. I would have just killed myself. She probably had it.
Well, yeah, but it's
All
more
the old
deadly.
people have it.
All old people have it. Didn't you know?
All old people have it.
Didn't you know? Didn't you know? Here's
They
a
should be rounded up.
here's a here's a good quote. You guys want a good quote
Okay.
about pandemics?
Absolutely.
From Michael O. Leavitt. Everything we do before a pandemic will seem alarmist. Everything we do after a pandemic will seem inadequate. So think about that.
Damn.
Think about that when we're
Damn.
poo-pooing all of these things that we could be doing. So
Good point.
yeah, there's if we band together, we can beat the commies. We can show them that we can handle a disease better than
Yeah.
them.
Good point.
We won't have to use paper, wadded up paper to wipe our butts if we all just calm
Yeah.
down and hunker down, because it's gonna
Yeah,
be
man.
we might be you might be stuck with no
Could
support.
be a long ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could be in for it. But
But also,
This is awesome. Right? Like worldwide vacation,
dude,
2020.
we're all working from home. The worst part about this, we're all working from home. It's like, just want to get day drunk with everybody and go to the bar.
virtual bars.
Fire.
Oh,
Yeah, just whoa.
we need to start a virtual
patent
bar.
pending.
Patent pending.
Virtual
Patent pending. Virtual bar. Virtual bar.
Virtual bar.
This
Perfect.
is the thing though, is like, and this is another interesting point about this whole thing, is like pandemic in the age of social media. Maybe stay off
Yeah.
social media too, because there's a lot of
Yeah,
clients out
Oh,
there
for sure, man.
trying
Yeah.
to give you the right, like follow the CDC, follow the public health service.
Get
Follow,
fucked.
no, I'm going straight
No
to Mr.
thanks.
Jones. Mr. Alex
Yeah.
Jones going to sell me his
Yeah,
silver supplements and cure everything.
Yeah, exactly. The elites
Yeah.
are they manufactured this, and what they want to do is they're going to create it's a population control.
Step 1, give them the virus.
Step 1,
2,
give them the virus.
withhold the cure.
Step 3, let the elites get the virus. Wait, no. We blew it. Like, that's the other thing. The elites have the virus.
Yeah.
Like, it's been shown again. This is affecting everyone.
Yeah. It's the
bad plan.
It's the great equalizer.
Yeah.
No one is safe.
Yeah.
Everyone is your enemy.
But yeah, I don't know. I think if a good wrap up, maybe everyone could just give a good Netflix recommendation to watch during quarantine.
Ooh, quarantine. What's your top quarantine?
Mine right now, I think people should be watching Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, or I think it's just called Queer Eye now. These the five nice clean boys go help the dirty nasty man get his life back on track, and it's easy watching, it's feel good, and it restores your faith in humanity.
Oh,
So mine would be Queer Eye. Go load up some Queer Eye.
All right.
And
I've been locked into Hip Hop Evolution.
ooh, that is good.
Yeah, Canadian hip hop R&B artist Shad.
I think it's
Shad?
pronounced Shad.
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 Yeah, really interesting stuff. That's my go-to right now.
All right, I got a somewhat trashy one in the vein of Jared's.
Yo,
kinda
fuck
trash
you. It's
TV.
not trashy. That's the difference about Queer Eye. It's not trashy at all. It's actually quite uplifting. It's quite nice to watch. Thank you very much, Brad.
Yeah, sure. Could still be uplifting. All right. Have you seen the Netflix dating show Dating Around?
No.
This is good. You should check it out. It's a new concept on the dating show. in that it's one person goes on 5 dates, but they just cut those dates. They edit them and make them seamless throughout the episode. So in each episode, it starts. So he or she does these 5 dates, and they go to the same restaurants. So as you're watching, it's like 5 dates cut into one date. And then at the end, you find out who he picks to go on who he or she picks to go on a second date. Sounds a little like, it sounds like, oh yeah, whatever. It's just a dating show. It's
It's like
really
one of those
fucking
old
good.
MTV shows, like Next, where you'd have 5 people on the bus.
Yeah,
And they'd
yeah.
come off the bus and they could like next them right away.
Exactly,
Or...
but you don't know who got nexted until the very end. So you get to see each date play out in real time, and they can just like cut seamlessly. They just cut from person to person to person. Like if the date goes up to go to the bathroom, there's just a cut, and it's like another person sitting back down, and it's just started. So you get to watch 5 dates simultaneously unfold
Slowly get
over the time. It's really good. It's really, really good.
All right, I'll give it a watch.
And it's done in New York, and so they get all the different, stereotypes. You have gay couples, you have lesbian couples, you have old
You got a big
couples.
scoota-booch. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Jersey boy.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
And they have old couples. They got this old guy and they're like, okay, spoiler. It's a little funny and kind of sad when they all start talking about how they're like widowed. It's like, oh, so you're dating again. It's like, yeah, my wife died. Yeah, my husband died. Yeah, oh, okay, we're both in that situation. It's like,
soon I will die.
no, it's good. All right, Dating Around. Check that one out.
Dating Around. All right, good recommendation.
All right, boys. Good looking housecoats. It was good to see you all.
Yeah.
I hope we provided some information and fun, some fun motainment.
Yeah, so we should maybe next time we get together, we should do a Corona sans virus podcast.
Yeah,
anything but.
Nothing but. Yeah, next time we won't talk about virus at all. We'll talk about Blood Boys.
Blood Boys. Oh yeah, let's talk about Blood Boys. And on the topic of reality shows, the one I'd want to watch. It's a dating show where they start off and you just look at their genitals to start. And
I've seen
you
that.
go from there.
On Pornhub. Yeah.
You just look at their genitals, and then you start dating them.
Wow. Okay. I don't think we can end on a better note than that. Thank you, Jared.
I'll come back with a report on that.
All right, boys. I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. Quick note here at the end, just as always, if you like what we do, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Too Bad For You. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, @bvanparadigm. Reach out if you have any questions, Corona related or otherwise. We'd love to hear from you and work in your thoughts, questions, concerns, anything like that into future episodes. Follow us wherever you're getting podcasts. Subscribe, rather, wherever you're getting podcasts. Rate us, review, comment, all that. It really helps. So again, hit up the Twitter, hit up the Instagram, @2BradForYou, @bvanparadigm. Follow us, subscribe, rate, comment. It really helps. And get in touch, because like I said, we will do our best to incorporate your thoughts, questions, whatever, into future episodes. Thanks again so much for listening, everybody. Stay safe out there, look after each other, and we'll catch you next time.